Let's talk about student life, and more particularly my student life and my experiences as a student. I know there's a lot of people that watch YouTube videos, and probably a lot of people that watch me that are under the age of university and are still in school, or maybe even before that, or are looking forward to joining university in a couple of years time or more years time. So I think this video might be a good idea, especially with the topic of my work these days with going to university fairs and presenting my university to other people and the university life. So why not do it for the YouTube channel and the people that watch me? A couple of things I would say before you go to university, no matter how old or young you are, how many years you have before you go to university, or even if you are currently at university and you're looking for a master's or a PhD program. I think one of the most important things, maybe not for PhD, but for master's, I guess, or for another degree. So one of the most important things are the facilities. Facilities are really important, but not as important as the teachers and the lecturers, because you want to enjoy them. You want to appreciate the teachers, the lecturers. You want them to not be boring. You want them to be engaged in order for them to engage with you as well. You want the facilities to feature things that can help you in your field. So as an example, my university, Angliorowski University, has a theater, and for me, the person that studies drama, that's really good. For me, a person that has a YouTube channel, as an example, they have a media loan service, so I'm loaning this camera so I can film and have videos on YouTube, material that I put out there that might help me, I don't know, people might see my videos, might like me, and might offer me different jobs. Although it's quite hard to do that because my YouTube channel is... I mean, the YouTube channel is good, just the content creator is bad. But you know what I mean. So this is my first advice. The second advice, which is probably even more important than the first one. Why do I keep rolling my eyes? What's happening? So the second advice I would have for you guys is make the most out of it. That's why you probably have to choose a university that has a lot of things to offer. And I'm not talking about prestige or exposure. I'm talking about activities. I had a roommate last year, and he was a really good guy. He was talented in his field, but he was, I personally think, stop rolling your eyes, Vlad. I personally think that he was not making the most out of his life. He was always spending time at home, and he was very rarely doing other activities outside of university. And for me, that's what university is all about, because no matter the country you're going into university, you might go in a country that university is a lot cheaper, a lot more cheaper than as in Romania. You might go in the UK where it's like, what, 9-10 grand a year, depending where you're coming from. You might go in the US where you have to pay $200,000 for university tuition. So depending on that, or no matter that, you want to make the most out of it, because the chances are, unless you have a scholarship, but that kind of means you have to do a lot more only because you got a scholarship, you want to make the most out of your money. If you want me to put it like this, I would personally say you want to make the most out of your time. For me, time is one of the most important elements and aspects of life. For me, time is the most expensive thing in life, because money you get now, you lose, you get more money later. The time you're wasting, you're never getting back. The time you're not investing or spending doing something or anything that you enjoy, that makes you a better person, it's wasted time. The time you're wasting on your phone, liking and scrolling through Instagram feeds, it's time you'll never get back. Only what? Because you wanted to see that guy working out in the gym, but he wasn't really working out because he was spending time on Instagram. That's just wasted time for me, personally. I mean, if that's the kind of way you would like to spend your time, okay, I'm all for it. Go and like invest your time in that. But I believe doing anything. Stop rolling your eyes. Doing anything is probably the best advice I can do. I personally remember my first 2 weeks last year in the university. I think I attended around 12 or 14 different sessions, 6 or 8 sessions of sports, because I wanted to try everything out. I played sports I have never even heard about before I joined university. Squash. Like, the chances are, if you're not from the UK, the chances you've heard about squash are quite low. Maybe not non-existent, but they're quite low, because squash is a sport that is quite big in the UK, and there's players around the world that play it. But I personally never heard of squash before, and I played it and I loved it. And it's just an example of how it happened for me to enjoy, to find out about something new only because I wanted to do a lot of things. Everyone knows I'm big on volleyball. Volleyball is my main sport, although I'm quite bad at volleyball, but that's the sport I'm playing the most because I'm bad at volleyball, but I'm awful at every other sport. So, you have to do something you're better at. I'm kidding. But I went to the futsal training, I went to the rugby training, I went to everything because I just enjoy those. And I'm not just talking about sports, because you might not be a sporty person, although I recommend doing sports because it's really good for your health. I went to check societies out. I went to talk to different people. There's a thing for everything at every university. And if you don't find a course for you, I think there's a university in the UK that has a David Beckham degree. So you can be a student in David Beckham, no matter how weird it sounds. The university is an amazing time if you want to invest it in something positive for your future. But use that time in university clever. Yes, you're the kind of person that enjoys going out and having a couple of beers, or maybe more than that. But at the point where you forget about yourself and your life and your mind, then you're not enjoying yourself anymore, because that's the time you're enjoying yourself for now, but you'll never remember those 2-3 hours because you were wasted, because you've invested and you spent a lot of money, and that means you might not have money to do something else. You might not have money for food or pay your rent, and that is important as well. So balance is important in university life, but also university life and the balance in university life teaches you a couple of essential things. Balance in all things is important outside of university. Balance in your life as a kid, balance in your life as a teenager, balance in your life as an adult, as an elder. Balance in life is the key to having fun. I believe so. So again, don't take my word for it. I just believe that's the kind of way you should be doing it. But coming back to the university life, with all the people that want to join universities, I know a lot of people that are scared about going to university because they don't know what to expect. I know a lot of people that don't want to go to university because they think it's boring. It's only boring if you decide to make it boring. If you're the kind of person that only wants to go to the seminars and lectures and doesn't want to hang out, or that feels like they can hang out, or doesn't want to go and do any other activity, that's your fault. Don't blame the university, because they have the things out there. You just have to look for them. In reality, when you would like to get a job, you would go and look for a job, wouldn't you? So no one would come and give you the job, handle the job to you. It's the same when you're a kid. If you really like a game, you would go out of your way to buy that game. No one would actually come and download the game onto your PC, even if the game is free. Let's take Fortnite. Fortnite is a good example. Everyone plays Fortnite. Fortnite is free, but it's not instantly downloaded on your installed on your computer. You have to go out of your way, look Fortnite up on the website, on Epic Games, and download it. It's the same in life, and it's the same in university. The things are out there for you, most of them for free if you're a student. You just have to go and take them, grab them, enjoy them, download them into your computer, install them, and play them. No matter what they are, you'll find something. There's something for everyone. Another thing that I've been asked a lot is, how do you manage to spread your time between university and personal life? How do you have time for a YouTube channel? It's only time. I believe time is not made for sleeping. Although I have periods of time, and I'm in one of these periods right now. I would prefer to sleep a lot more than I currently am, and it's a choice. It's a choice. I choose to invest my time in something else. You might be the kind of person that loves sleeping, but then again, doesn't that mean you're wasting your time a bit? Other than sleeping a half an hour extra, you can spend that half an hour learning, and then you have another half an hour to go and do your thing with whatever your thing might be. Go out and skateboard in the city. It's your choices. You make your choices. So, and then again, maybe this applies to life in general, not just university. And You can work as well. I know there's places. I have friends that are in university back in Romania, and they have up to 30, 40 hours a week, which is insane. I definitely admit that's insane. But that's because the system works. And then, okay, it limits your possibilities to do other things as well. But even so, the system in Romania allows you to skip some of those hours you can invest into a workplace, into having fun, into learning for your exams, so then you don't have to retake them and waste even more time. I hear a lot of people that I had always had a lot of friends and like cousins before, uncles, whatever, that were failing exams because they had the possibility of receipts. And then they're complaining that they don't have a summer holiday. Well, it's your choice. As I said, other than wasting your time on getting wasted and drinking 5 nights a month, you can use that time learning, but literally learn, get all the exams, pass all of them, and then you have a nice holiday summer, and then you can go and hang out with your friends. I never understood the concept of receipts. For me, university is easy. I'm the kind of person that I'm not a high 10, a high first, an A. But I'm never failing anything. I'm the kind of person that believes it's hard to get a high first, but I believe it's impossible to fail. For me, university is personally easy. And okay, we might have people saying, yeah, but it's because you do that course or you don't do that university. No, these are just excuses. People make excuses. Everyone can do it. If you can't do it, just give up on it. I know it's not a good thing to tell people give up on school. I'm not telling you to give up on school. I'm telling you to do something that you enjoy. You can handle history in university. Give up history and go into a David Beckham degree. I don't know why I'm picking up on David Beckham. It's just one of the funniest examples I can think of. There's a university in California, I think, or somewhere in the States, that it's a university for cultivating drugs. And it's legal in that state, so there's nothing wrong about it, because drugs are used for medical purposes in a lot of places in the world. And when I'm talking about drugs, I meant illegal drugs for someone in the UK. But as I said, in some states, they're legal and they're medicines. So just be careful with your choices. And then something that might be quite a polarizing opinion, especially when you would talk to your parents about what do you want to do. I believe in doing whatever you love, whatever you want, and what think would best fit your career. Because that's what I've been doing. Of course, I'm not successful and I'm not a good example, but at least it makes me feel happy, and it fulfills myself, at least on a mental level. Throughout my life, everyone has told me when it comes to university, no, you have to go to university and become a lawyer and become a doctor and become a teacher. And by the way, there's nothing wrong against this. They're amazing jobs. And stop rolling your eyes. They're amazing jobs and amazing people that do those jobs, and they're needed. But for me, it just wasn't to be. So that's why I followed my dream, even though pretty much everyone in my life, in my family, my friends were against it and suggested me to do something else because of job security. As a freelancer, as an actor, as a performer, as a musician, as a YouTuber, as an athlete, you very rarely get in the position of having job security. So even though I support and suggest you fight for your dreams and fight for whatever you want to do, just keep in mind something that I always had to keep in mind. It's a risk. And if you want to take the risk, it might end up being successful, but less than 1% make it. I haven't made it, and 99.8% of other people that try these kind of things never make it. One of the most common things that comes, I'm working with a lot of schools coming over for university because they want to get a taster of university life, so it gets into their heads for when they'll grow up. Everyone wants to be a gamer nowadays. Everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Look at me. I want to be a gamer. I want to be a YouTuber. And I'm not successful. I'm still doing it. But I want to be the same. There's a lot of people that dream. And this generation, the upcoming generation, the 9 to 12 to 14-year-olds nowadays, all want to do that. And everyone, oh, how can you do that? For me, it was the same. When I was your age, a 9-year-old, a 12-year-old, even younger, I dreamed of being a gamer, a volleyball player, a YouTuber, why not, an actor. But everyone next to me wanted to be a football player. Nowadays, the football players have been replaced by the gamers, the YouTubers, and it's exactly how the athletes, the football players were before. Some football players make it big and make it successful, and some of them end up in Premier League, in Ligue 1 in France, in Spain, and they become famous and successful and rich. But how many of the football players from 10 years ago actually made it? Not that many. And it's the same thing with the Fortnite gamers. I mean, in 10 years from now, Fortnite is not probably going to still be the same. It will be a different game. But how many of us, how many of you are going to make it? That's a thing to always keep in mind before you decide on doing something with your life. Dota is my passion. Dota is my life. But I didn't give up on university to play Dota. Even though it probably should have. That's a piece of my mind for today's video about university life. Thanks for watching, guys. Maybe it's a bit weird, but I just felt in the groove for it because that's what I've been doing for the past few weeks. So thanks for watching, and hope it helped you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn notification on if you don't mind, and see you next time with whatever I make.